Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and this is Train Fever with the North Atlantic custom map. Unconventionally, I've started where there's nothing happening. Well, figuratively, nothing happening. There's plenty going on. Look at this bustle everywhere we look here. And what I'm doing here is we're at Frenchton, where we left off last time around. And I just wanted to... I've been kind of just watching the effects of running an internal route. So this tram just kicked off and all of these Herberts jumped out and have since piled into the station. Now, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know here, but I've been watching this for a couple of minutes now, and it's interesting to see the synergistic behaviour between the various different routes. The trams seem to be making me reasonably good money, and the mega route has turned around since the introduction of the Metroliner, so it is now a profitable service. And if we look at our annual results here, you'll see last year we still spent £1 million on trams last year, and we came up 5.5 million up. Terrific. Likewise, this year we're 4 million, give or take, although it is the end of the month. No, it's not the end of the month. We got halfway through the month. So we're a few million up this year already, and still a couple of months left to go. So all in all, profits are looking a little more sunny. But if we look at the route manager, which I will do just after we watch where this horde of passengers end up. And apologies for the slow frame rate, running multiple windows and on a large map, and it's relatively late in the game, the frame rate does suffer pretty horribly. But look at all of these people kicking out now. That's an indicator to me, actually, that those trains are a little close together. Hopefully they will space out some. But yeah, this is the opportunity that is presenting itself by having internal routes. In fact, we've just cleaned out the mega route of potential passengers. So let's go get that. Yeah, each one of those is worth about 3 frames a second. How many are you carrying? 42. I'm tempted to pause you for a moment. No, stuff it. We'll let it go. It's working for the most part. So there we go. So there's Frenchton. I've stuck another tram in each direction going around there, and it's coming along nicely. So let's have a look at our routes, shall we? And I think today's episode is going to be somewhat dubbed That's All She Wrote for Steam. And, she's got quite a lot to say on the matter. But the A4s are not going to be with us for much longer, I'm afraid. Sorry, team. Likewise, I think these two electrics, I need to look at those and find out why they are throwing money away like no tomorrow. But I will keep... Let's go down. Here we go. We're doing a Steam-based episode. Let's go and have a look at this big fella here. So this is the big boy running running my oil route down in Florida. And I think we'll continue to run a big boy on here, just because why the hell not? In fact, I'm not even certain it is. See, I get so confused because there are two relatively hefty engines late on. Yes, it is. Of course, it is. There you go. It's the 4884 big boy. Splendid. How old are you there, chum? 25 years. So, yeah, I mean, you've got another 25 years left to run anyway. What are you producing? 267. And how many are you carrying? 50. Yeah, I need to look at some of these goods chains and see why they're not actually working. Oh yeah. What do you got for me? A Chevy bus and a Scania bus. All right. Marvellous. So yeah, I'm going to look at some of these steam trains to start with and get those cycled back out again, because we really ought to be thinking slightly more modern at this point. So we'll start with the Three Amigos here. Where are we? Coal train. So this is over at Yeol, which, as you know, we're still not completely finished on. I've got 2 lines to run out of here. But we do have many fish to fry currently. Station looks relatively busy. How are we doing? See, it looks relatively busy, but that's 3 routes combined that are just sat there waiting. So what we're looking at here is, firstly, are all the lines here upgraded? I would imagine most are. Certainly the shared passenger line is. And secondly, what do we actually want to run on here? How much are you pumping out? 125. Crikey. Any tips? Try and deliver more iron. Well, look, I send a ruddy great train up there to pick up a bunch of iron. And if that kicked out a little bit more, we would deliver more. Believe you me. Right, we'll start here. Right, iron train. And I think we'll probably end up running the same service or the same locomotive anyway on each of these lines. Now, what I'm running on there at the moment, I imagine tops out at 60-ish. It's not going to give me a definitive answer, but where are we? We're running the 412, which does top out at 60. Now, speed is not of the essence when it comes to goods transportation, but that's cost me 1.1 million, and it's costing me $500,000 a year to run. Now, if we put the SD40 on there, it's actually the same price, actually the same speed, and it's a little bit cheaper. Power of 2240 versus 3542. Tractor about 430 versus 410. So the steam train is actually better. Well, that's a bit of a surprise. We're going to do it anyway, though. So, right, look, here we go. Iron, right, something to carry iron in. A bucket. Let's find a bucket that we can store iron in. 112 it'll top out at. Okay, well, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is going to be some maths. 5. Well, that's 90. That's 90 worth of storage already. We certainly don't need any more than that. Right, we'll take it. And what's it carrying at the moment? I mean, we've got a capacity of 96 on there right now. We're barely touching it. So, as much as I would dearly love to have, you know, lengthy consists running, because let's face it, they do look good. I can't justify it, really. Right, let's get this coal train up for a similar replacement. Right, SD40, there we go. Right, we'll have one of those. Oops, a daisy. And then gondolas, coal, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Yep, make it happen. Now, I'm relatively certain these chaps are old enough to actually warrant an immediate replacement. And to be honest, I think the only way that we profit from this, I mean, we're going to suck up a couple of million for each of these trains, but the profitability should come in the fact that they'll move faster, because they'll be hauling fewer trucks. Let's just check this here. Are you good for an upgrade there, chum? Are we? Is it going to happen? And there we go. So yeah, short little train look, but you know, this is the way we go, and I'll leave that to auto replace, because this is going to be absolutely fine for this particular service. So likewise, the coal train should replace relatively soon, and then we need to do the same with steel as well. Overview, give me the route, give me the thing, do the what's it that I want you to do. Read my mind, damn you. Right, so we'll do the same again, and I'm also going to go with this oh-so modern goods consist here. Now, 75 is easily going to be enough, but again, you know, I would very much like to run more on there, but, you know, you get what you get. There we go. Right, so that should auto-replace. The coal train should auto-replace. Here it is now. And I guess, I mean, you know, we're going to do a little bit of saving in terms of running costs on these chaps. Likewise, we're going to do a saving overall on running costs, because they're running fewer wagons. You know, plus they look the part. You know, what's not to like. But really, this isn't going to kick off until there is, more goods being demanded, being shipped. So we'll just have to keep our fingers crossed, I guess, and hope that goes smoothly. So we, maybe we get a little bit more acceleration out of these chaps. Oh, look at that! There we go. That's your screenshot. Something like that's pretty good. That's pretty good. If it wasn't for the bridge getting in the way. That's the kind of thing you want to watch. Good. Excellent. All right, splendid. So, I don't think those are going to ever be stupidly profitable, but the primary reason for their existence, as I'm sure you remember, is to keep YOL growing with its good supply. And if we take a quick look, 68 of 68, it is getting the works. Likewise, where are you? Who indeed are you? Sokitani Steel. That looks like it's relatively modern to me, or at least it looks like the train there has only been introduced recently. But we'll set that up in the same way, and then it'll replace when it's good and ready to do so. Have some of that and a bit of this. Off you trot. Get back to work. Excellent. Right. So last year, 7 million in. So things are buoyant, friends. We're on the up and up, but these new services we've been introducing are at their least expensive rate. Right, Brownville to Tellman. Now, Brownville to Tellman is a lovely little route. I'm particularly fond of it. It's just not making me any money at all. And I wonder if it's because car traffic is eroding its desirability. Maybe, we were running an old train on there, so maybe I just need something a little bit lighter, a little bit, I don't know, a little bit less severe. It's got 36 on there. It's not that it hasn't got demand. Something cheaper. There you go. That's what we want. Cheaper is the thing. Let's make sure this track is high speed, which it is. So we can run more or less anything we like up here. Alright, okay, so what do we got? I mean, the obvious is the Metro liner, obviously. There we go. 81 passenger capacity, but we're not even doing half that. So the question is there an American train, and I don't believe there is, that is going to be more effective? Hold on, let's have a quick look again. Right, 930 a year. Is there anybody that wants to compete against 930 a year? That is American. Yeah, see, that's the challenge. What do we got? In fact, I don't actually have a lot of choice. American. What are you? 610 a year, 68 miles per hour. Well, that doesn't really compete against the 100-odd, 125. There we go. How many passengers are we getting? 32. See, it's just not enough to warrant a... It's not enough to warrant a train at all. But I am going to put a Metro liner on there. There we go. Let's just bite the bullet and get that implemented. But I do want to look both ends to make sure that, you see, what we haven't got here is any kind of an interior service that might help. But I do wonder whether cars are interfering with the profitability as much as we're making them drive on dirt tracks. Destination leisure. Well, you're going to have more fun than Mr. Destination work back there. So I guess that's something. Where's the... Where are you? There we go. So let's say goodbye to this old Charger here before it enters the tunnel. A glamorous beast of dubious repute. It left us sadly, having served bravely and without complaint over many a year. I'll be quiet. Right. Okay. So that's that one dealt with. What's next on the shopping list? Tellman Lumber is a is a train, apparently, and it's very profitable. It's 52 years old. This must be seen to be believed. There we go. No, train 30. No, that one. Okay, my friend, what are you packing here? Okay, right, we're going to need to upgrade the line. But I'm guessing that this is profitable because it is hauling a hell of a lot of goods in a straight line. 30 some odd. Yes. Right, well, we'll go with the SD40 along here as well, but I'm going to upgrade the line just for high speed. I won't bother with electrification because we don't need it. Likewise, 120 wood does seem to be overkill. Let's kill all of that off, and then we'll choose the latest and greatest state car or flat wagon or whatever the hell else it might end up being. I could equally stick 2 of those on there, but frankly, the demand does not warrant it. Right, state car 18 versus 13. Well, 41k a year, 20k a year. Ooh. Intriguing. 20k a year versus 40k, double expense. And we can take more wagons using this. Okay, let's do it. Right, so that's 13. That's 26. That's 52. Do we want to go 104? Yeah. 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Good. Follow the train. So yeah, I think you've probably got the pattern of what we're playing at today. You know, where there's an ancient warrior on the rails, we will replace it with something new and modern and exciting, and more efficient, I suppose. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot waiting for this one, but such is life when you upgrade the station. Now, equally, high-speed rail there was possibly overkill, given that the 40 tops out at 65. But I'd rather give it the choice. In fact, I'm not entirely sure what the speed limit is on high speed. What is the speed limit? Are you going to give me a yes? Any clues at all? I could look it up. One of you will tell me in the comments what the speed limit is. There we go. Right, so we've got 104 capacity instead of the 120 we had before. I think that'll probably be more than enough. Let's see what sort of speed we can get up to here, shall we? No, you go and hide over. No, hide somewhere where I can actually see the speedo. We'll look for a glamorous angle by which to observe your progress, or maybe we'll wait for a drive-by. Do we have a? There we go. It's a relatively scenic gully. There we go. Does this feel relatively scenic? I think it's relatively scenic. Maybe just a smidge more angle there. Oh, that's the job. Right. Okay. So yeah, it's at 64 now, so it's already hit its kind of top speed, which good. But is it going to end up being more profitable? As with all these replacements that we're making, it's going to cost me less, at least initially, because it hasn't got 50 years worth of maintenance attached to it. But there we go. Soak it in. Enjoy the view. Right, good. Okay, who's next? More coal, which is very profitable. Well, is that a crocodile it's running? Holy moly, it is. Right, okay. How much coal have we got waiting? 139. So that's why this is making cash, is because there's a hell of a lot of coal waiting. Right, okay, well we can do this quite simply, I would have thought. So it's currently doing 120. I'm sure we've got better gondolas than that available right now, but we want a better locomotive. And we're back in Europe here, so what do we got? The 6.6. Bunch of power, bunch of tractive effort. Made for heavy services, I should say so. DSB's not allowed, sorry. Flagships of German rolling stock. It is 2 million quid though. This is only 1.8. It's going to cost me $1 million a year, but this is a profitable service. So that in itself should not prove to be a problem. Yeah, okay, let's go with that. Right, and then where's my? There we go. Well, we need 120 or thereabouts. Now we'll be running more often, so there's a high chance that there's a high chance of something. Yeah, there's a high chance that look at that the amount of stuff stored up won't last as long. Right, what do we need here? 18s. So that's what's that? 36. That's 72. Do we think we need 144? I don't think we do. So another 2 should do the trick, which makes 108. Yeah, that'll do nicely. There we go. Good. That's another satisfied customer. Well, it will be a satisfied customer when it upgrades, which will be in about 3 months' time when it reaches the other end of the line with a full load. That said, it has a full load, so I'm curious to see whether it hits its top speed of 40 miles per hour, of whether it can actually hit that or not. There you go. Let's say farewell to another old warrior as we mothball this crocodile. Now, when I've completed this this tour de force of train upgrading, the next task is going to be finding profit where we can find it. We do need some route simplification, most definitely. Likewise, route extension and making what we are running right now more efficient. But that's a relatively significant job. Likewise, I want to upgrade, change, adjust, fix several stations that we've got going. Look at that for a view. That's very nice. Yeah, I've got several kind of station approaches that I want to resolve as well. And then there's the likes of Sukitani Christmas, which is not making me any money. And then we've got a couple bit more expansion to do, because we've got loose ends of track hanging around, and we need in-town services on certainly on the heaviest used stations, the most frequently used, in order to keep that ticking along with plenty of money coming in. Right, here we go. Always worth seeing a new engine roll out for the first time. I think you'll agree. We'll find out presently. So the top speed of the loco that we're replacing this with, whose name escapes me momentarily, but it's big and it's German and it's exciting, is double the speed of the crocodile. So it should be able to make twice the trips in a year, right? That stands to reason, surely. We'll just have to see how that pans out. Anyway, there we go. It does feel a little bit dwarfed by these these wagons it's carrying with it. What are you? You're a train. I see the level of expertise there. It is, in fact, for those of you who want to know, it's the 6.6. Of course it is. How could it be anything else? Right, so yeah, there we go. Tanking along quite nicely. 85 top speed. That's going to yield some interesting results, I'll warrant. Right, anybody else on the obviously replace me Christmas oil goods? Hello there, what are you packing at the moment? Nothing. Well, you've got a very obvious replacement coming up, because we've done it everywhere else already, so here we go. So the thinking is that this will be less expensive, even if it doesn't it doesn't pick up the profits much. It will at least cost less, and potentially move just a little bit faster. Right, there we go. And the saving in running costs should make it positive. There you go. Right, oh look, we've got another one. Tellman oil goods. Oh, how exciting! Kill all of this. Yeah. And also these container wagons, container trains, they are cheaper to operate. I mean, how much are we talking here? 22k a year. That's nothing. That's incredibly cheap compared to the running a dozen different wagons on there. Much cheaper. Good, right, that's that one set to go. And then Telman Hairbear, which will be our last guest for the day. Now, Telman Hairbear is another one. Like the it wasn't Brownville, was I thinking Brownville? Telman to yeah, it is. I'm sure it's Telman Brownville. Yeah, Telman Brownville. Like the Telman Brownville, this is something of a luxury route. So we're doing Telman East, if I recall correctly. Thus, it only goes as far as Telman East, and then it goes out through Rhino up to Hairbear. Yeesh. Right, and I yeesh at that because the Rhino section of this goes round in a curve, which basically means that the quickest route here would be from there to there. So we're almost, in fact, we may well be doubling the distance between those two stations. Which is why it's going to be reluctant to make me any money. But let's stick a track upgrade in here. There's certainly no harm in doing so, given it makes me absolutely no money at all at the moment. Yes, you might well toot toot, dear boy. Adventure is coming your way, and adventure has a name, and that name is Metroliner. We've fully upgraded here, it looks like. Good. Right. Just need to make sure we're electrified, otherwise this is going to be a very sudden and tearful journey into why won't my train work. Alright, how are we doing? Likewise, electrifying all the way to the depot is a good move, because I am expecting to be doing some retiring at some point of various services. Yeah, and this. That's a very mournful whistle that train has going on there. I think it knows that the end is nigh, that its usefulness has been declared over. Are we done here? It looks like we are. Good, right. Telman Hairbear, vehicle replacement. It's a Metroliner. Sorry, there isn't anything else that comes close. And maybe this does end up resolving this line into being something more helpful. Likewise, maybe I just need to rethink it. That it should be running elsewhere instead. Rather than heading into Hairbear, which is that's the section that's really going to be costing it. Rhino to Hairbear, because of that curve at the end of it, is more than likely going to be costing me a couple of quid. Anyway, right, good. So how many more have I got to go here? We're into nothing but road vehicles and ye olde to librarian, and I'll start there next time around, because too much upgrading in one go is it's more than anyone can bear, frankly. You want to space out your upgrading to keep your palate cleansed. I'll probably address all of the trucks that we're running at the moment as well, and make sure that they're up and running on the latest thing, and then we can focus on the good bits, which as far as I'm concerned is mucking around with track and taking us places. And there's an yeah, interesting. That's a hefty European bi-level bombardier coach, that is. I'm sure there will be great adventures therein. Thank you very much for tuning in today. I have been Colonel Failure. A quick look at the profits here. Last year, spent 11 million quid on new trains. Only lost 2.25, so that's good news. This year, we've spent nothing. That's good news, but we're not yet profitable, but it is only January. So, yeah, I'll be back very soon with very more of the same. Yeah, of course. Why don't you leave a like on this video? Because, that's a currency. Meanwhile, subscribe if you've not done so already, so that you are less likely to miss out on future escapades. And I will catch up with you very soon. That's quite a nice snaky approach. Anyway, I'm Colonel Failure. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.